Movie House is a movie podcast from James Willems, Elyse Willems, and Ryan Haley. Patreon supporters got an extra hour at the start of this episode where we were really just casually chatting about things we've been enjoying watching lately. And also our dream movie collectible, and also the movie that we watched on repeat as a kid. This podcast is totally independent and totally sponsorship free because of our Patreon supporters, so thank you so much to everybody who supports on there. We appreciate you, but if you are a member or not, we hope that you enjoy this episode.
All right, should we start the podcast, you guys?
Oh my god!
I gotta hit record.
Oh my gosh!
We've already been talking for an hour.
This is what they want to hear.
It is. It's what they give the people what they want.
What are we excited about?
I know. If only we had some props from
No.
weapons or the Naked Gun.
Yeah, let's
Oh my
get into
god!
it.
I think somebody just came here.
Oh no! I know what he's done. I know what he's done. I
here in
knew.
the
I
studio.
knew.
Well, how did you get it?
That's so
I don't know how this got here.
Oh my god.
That's fucking awesome.
Wow. Y'all can keep it for your apartment. If you
It's
like.
yours now. Congratulations.
It's gotta go there.
Well, I'm thinking I'll put it up every time we do Movie House.
Now we all have one.
We all have one
all
now.
have
Where are you
one.
finding these?
I found.
He got 4 of them.
After I saw Naked Gun, I saw a entire pile of these with like half of them were like even bigger than this. You know, like they could have really stretched out your wall. So I tried. So it was like a Naked Gun scene, just me trying to get 4 of these into my car for like 10 minutes after I left.
It's like a Naked Gun scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Elise
Oh
was
my
Elise was staying somewhere.
I was
and
having an adult sleepover.
She was having an adult sleepover, and I was home alone with Remy, and just hanging out doing whatever. I would have taken him for a walk at probably like 11:30 at night, and then I got up the next morning to take him for his morning walk. Opened my front door to our apartment, and that was
That's
there.
so funny.
And I was like, huh. And I
That's
texted
so
Elise,
funny,
and I
Ryan.
was like, no one knows we saw this. Like, it was like, no one knows we saw this. And then she was like, it's Ryan.
Well, because you had also texted me that previous day and said, I'm going to see Naked Gun tonight.
Yeah.
Wait, you just found them like in a dumpster or something?
It was underneath the. It was underneath the. It was in the parking garage of the Americana brand theater.
No way.
Yeah, they were throwing them out.
That's fucking awesome.
But it means that Ryan came to our apartment at like 12:30 at night to drop that off.
I love that. I love
Isn't that
that.
be funny of
We
it?
still have it.
That welcomed you
I
in the
have
morning.
it.
Yeah.
I put it in my office.
Were you
I'm gonna keep
afraid?
it forever.
It was a little. I mean, I just because I was like, open the door. Then Remy goes running out, and I'm like, what is? Oh my god!
So what did everybody think of Naked Gun?
I fucking
Loved
loved it.
it.
Let's all
Yeah.
together. We loved
Loved
it.
it.
I love that. I fucking love that.
I fucking love
Yeah.
that. You know, last podcast, I feel like in the comments, people were like, you know, you guys shouldn't review movies that you all fucking hate. You know, like the superhero movies we saw. We didn't
Which
all
is
hate
weird
them.
because none of us hated any of them.
I know, right. And I liked Fantastic Four a lot. But here I feel like this is going to be the opposite podcast where we both fucking love both
of
movies.
these movies we're talking about.
Yep.
First,
I liked one of them more, I would say, but
Okay,
that's
All
just
right.
me.
Okay,
we can get,
well,
let's get
wow,
into it. Sorry,
balls.
sorry, I
All
didn't mean
right,
to
okay, all right,
derail.
okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Like I feel like such a specific era of comedy that we don't see so much anymore. That's just so fucking stupid and so fun. There's so many jokes in there that they like take them 10 steps too far. So they circle back around to being really funny. Like I feel like my favorite one was probably when the walls keep.
I talk about that a lot
Elise
because
literally
it's
said
very
that.
good. And then they also did more iterations of it that got cut.
Really?
Yeah, they had a couple more. They had one where like a construction workers union came on and they were like, you can't do that. And then someone else came on for that. But then they did the thing where they were like, this is good. This is where it comedically feels like it hit the right spot. And we should cut these.
It's such a pure comedy, and you can tell and you don't realize it's happening, but we're so used to having comedy in movies as opposed to comedies where the joke is made and then it goes like bah, 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 or it needs to balance the joke with something more serious or more tender or whatever. Whereas this movie just keeps barreling through.
Relentless.
Like, it's
It throws them away.
relentless. And that's how it should go. I knew the movie was going to be I was confident because, you know,
Akiva Schaffer.
Schaffer, like
Pop star, never
Lonely
stop, never
Island, the
stopping.
team involved seemed very, very funny. But right from the outset, the trailer, if you've seen it, is the little girl bit, which is like whatever. But when you know it's going to be funny, 2 things happen. One of the bad guys goes into the back and finds the PLOT device. And it doesn't hang on it. It doesn't like it explains it later, but it doesn't. It just goes like and just zooms in real serious. Just keeps rocking and rolling. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that's how you do it. You don't stop. You don't have him go "Meh" to the camera. You don't do anything. You just keep rolling
Yeah,
through.
there's no plot device.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing like
You
that.
just
yeah.
barrel through. The score doesn't stop. But when I knew it was going to be funny is he's fighting off these guards. He grabs one and it does the bit we've seen before, which is it's like a dummy. It's so clearly a fake person that they're shooting. And I'm like, oh, that's funny.
It's always good.
But then it amplifies it because he throws the dummy at them. They keep shooting it until they shoot each other. And I'm like, that's the kind of stupid, like syrup that you want on top of your stupid sundae,
Yeah.
right? Like it's not. And I was like, we're good. I'm good for the rest of the movie. I knew I
Toxic
was good.
Avenger had a similar, not similar, but a joke in that vein that was really good.
Yeah.
That I love so hard at that. I assume when she walks. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love so hard at that. Like,
Oh,
definitely
yeah,
one of
yeah.
my favorite jokes in
Yes,
that movie. It's
yes.
so fucking funny. Yeah, it. I don't remember what the plot even really is.
To the Naked Gun movie.
Yeah, like because it's been a while since
The
we've seen
plot
it now.
device.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Billionaire is trying to
Get it out of
use
the
the
bank.
brain
that's
to
right.
make people go angry and
Yes.
hateful to reset.
Mhm.
They're all gonna
Yes.
hide in a bunker with Weird Al Yankovic,
Yes.
and then reset the world.
That's right. I had
Yeah.
completely forgotten about it because like the things I remember are the stupid jokes, which is 100% the way that it should be.
But the plot is so secondary, like it's just him being his stupid, terrible cop self or whatever.
I could not believe how awesome he was in this movie.
He's
I mean,
great.
I knew
He's
he
great.
was. I was like, wow, good casting when I saw the thing, but it was the perfect tone. And then match that with Pamela Anderson, such a good
She's so
pairing,
good.
so awesome.
yeah.
And I'd forgotten. I was watching interviews with Akiva, and he was because she was in Scary Movie 3. I don't know if you remember that
Mhm.
briefly.
Yes, but
you
good
know.
editing joke. Scary Movie 3.
Oh right, yeah.
But then, and he was like, that was kind of a knock against her actually, because I kind of wanted it to be all fresh blood in these parody movies. But dude, she is the perfect person for
She
something
is
like
amazing.
this.
She's
She was
great.
wonderful. Her scatting was
Her
so
scouting
Oh,
was
yeah,
good.
yeah.
The whole snowman sequence was amazing.
I can't. It was just like one of those things where you just have no fucking idea where it's gonna go, but every way that it goes is funny. Like it's just so good.
It was great.
It's like how long that segment is. Like it's
It was
insane.
really just for me, like your moment at the bank with the dummy where, they're doing the nonstop thing with Paul Walter Hauser. Like just every single line is a fucking funny joke. We can't fight City Hall. It's a building. It's just, they're
Yeah.
so fucking dumb
they're
and said with
discarded.
so discard.
They're
Yeah,
thrown
they're
away.
so
Just
dry and
roll
discarded.
through.
There's a cold case room in the background that they probably spent a bunch of money making, and you see it in one shot.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
was the line when Pamela Anderson comes in for the first time, and then that one line where he's just like, "Yeah, she had the butt that would make a toilet beg for the
Yeah.
brown."
Yeah.
I have never
Yeah.
just sat there, like the entire theater was for like 5 minutes
Yeah.
laughing at that one line.
Yeah.
And you could just hear people like remember it and keep laughing at it.
So
and,
unexpected.
I just could not
Everyone
get that out of my
missed
head.
jokes watching this movie because we were laughing so hard.
Like an idiot's puzzle recently finished. I was being framed. Eviscerated me. It eviscerated me.
Good. So good. One of the things I really, really appreciated about it was that the original Naked Gun movie, it was just spoofing cop stuff. It wasn't
Yeah.
trying to be like a scary movie where we're cramming in all these movie references and pop culture references. It was like, we're going to take the cop genre and make a pure spoof
fucking
of
coffee
this.
cups.
Yeah. And this really harkened back to that. It did have some of the, Mission Impossible, I think, was one of the kind of soft movie
Touchstone,
references, touchstones. But it really leaned back into like, it's going to be kind of a silly cop movie. Because by the time you get to Naked Gun 33 and a third, they're spoofing everything in that. I love that movie.
Thelma
but
and
it's,
Louise.
it's very silly.
Yeah.
And
But it's very
God, I
like topical
loved it.
stuff of that day, which doesn't really
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
hold up as much.
Yeah, not as evergreen. I want to watch this again so badly.
It's
Yeah,
so
I
good.
think it's a great point that it doesn't it's parodying movies that we're not actually seeing a lot of right now.
Mhm.
And it's not making current references.
And that
was
Mission
maybe
Impossible
one-
joke, you don't need to know Mission Impossible to think that's funny.
No.
Yeah.
It's like you can get that from afar. And I feel like that's going to make it timeless for sure.
Mhm.
But it also meant that like you could get so sucked into that world and not like have anything remind you of
Yeah.
the real world, which sometimes you kind of need.
There is a prison escape joke in the third original movie where they're trying to break out of prison and Leslie Nielsen he's trying to figure out ways to like hide and displace dirt that he's digging out of his cell, and so he's like he's scooping it into the buffet at the prison like breakfast. He's hiding it in his pant leg, and then when he's playing baseball on the prison baseball diamond, he's shaking it out. But
it's like slowly over a montage, and then it shows him, and he's on
baseball-
top of a giant pitcher's mound, like no one noticed it.
it's so good. Like I watched those movies so much with my grandfather when I was young, and I feel like people from Funhouse do know that one of my early crushes was Leslie Nielsen. I've talked about this, but I just thought they nailed it so well.
I'm glad that they didn't do any like new parodies either. I will say like the old Abrahams Zucker stuff, you know, they definitely like skewer the culture of their times more with Airplane and the original Naked Gun and stuff. And there's really not much of that, but I'm not complaining about that either. It's like you said, I feel like it feels like more like a timeless movie, as if they tried to, you know, parody 2025 more.
Yeah, I definitely think there's also like a current brand of comedy, which is the like waiting or making it sink in. Like the meme is they fly now. Like a lot of that stuff is funnier if you don't double down on it.
No.
Like it's like you don't need to tell your audience something's funny. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like just let them find it funny and then fuck off.
Trust them.
Yeah, and it's so much more satisfying. Like it was just I have literally nothing negative to say about it. What an incredible
I
time.
remember we were talking about something else recently about how we're in the entertainment generation of making sure everything's accessible for everyone to get the largest popular audience.
That's
the only way you can
mainstream
Or
as
to be
quad.
as
possible.
The only
mainstream,
way you
like
can
so you
fund
can get as
anything.
much. But there was a time where you would just make something and people would either rise to it or not.
Mhm.
And this movie does a lot of stuff where it's like rise to it or not. Like I think a lot of us grew up that way, watching comedy and cartoons that were referencing stuff that was influential that we had no idea what it was.
True.
They didn't stop and make sure we knew what that it's Good Feathers. It's like Goodfellas. It's like Goodfellas. You should go watch Goodfellas before you watch this skit on a cartoon show on Saturday morning or whatever. Right. So this movie has that energy of it just barrels ahead. It goes, if you don't get it now, you might get it when you watch it again later. That's the idea. But you'll understand it has the cadence of a joke. So you will probably laugh or feel like you should be laughing, or you'll look around the room and other people will be laughing and you'll want to know why. And it'll make you funnier for knowing. And embodies the energy of the old films, and they captured it perfectly in this movie.
Yeah, it doesn't make you feel like an idiot for not knowing things in any way.
Yeah.
Like it's not trying to be smart. Like it's so many of the jokes are just he's really dumb.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
And then another thing that this movie gets right, and I've complained about it before, but this is the perfect example, is that, you know, this movie was a hit, right? And it's 85 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
And everyone's satisfied. They got in, they saw the funny movie, and then they got out. No one's complaining that it's not 2 hours and 45 minutes F1 or something, you know?
Yeah.
Get in, do your thing, get out. And we got other stuff to do.
Yeah. And like it disperses the idea of a straight man, which the original movie did too. Because in the original movie, like Frank would do something like wacky or say something weird, and then everyone would look at him kind of like, huh? What? But then like Nordberg would do something like weird or say something strange, and then everyone would look at him like, huh? Like there was never, there's this dynamic. Everybody can be silly and weird in their different ways. All these characters work. And I think they did the exact same thing in this.
Yeah.
So I hope this is like ushering in a new era of comedies. Like I think comedy, like we've had this big horror pop, and I think comedy is now going to be on the upward trajectory of that roller coaster.
Well, the
Like, it's
interjection's
cyclical.
really fun too, with like stuff like Hot Eyes, right? Like the where they meet each. I mean, Toxic Avenger, you could argue has some horror elements like that.
And Hard Eyes was so great.
Yeah.
Like it was a horror with a commentary on rom-coms.
Also edited by Brett Bachman, who edited
so
Toxic
good.
Avenger.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, it's I feel like where like the two genres follow the same patterns, right? Like they always say that the timing of the two like really closely loops each other. That's why I feel like so many people who come from comedy have become so good at horror as well, which I think applies to Weapons.
Yeah. Zach Krieger.
Yeah, wasn't he like
Whitest
Whitest
Kids You
Kids
Know.
You Know.
Yeah. It was a I don't know what that is though. It was just like a comedy
Sketch comedy.
Yeah,
sketch comedy
sketch
group.
team, yeah.
And now he's making horror movies.
Yeah.
Is barbarian horror though? I actually
Because
don't
he
know.
had to like work to build tension in comedy and then
Totally.
dispel it. And Weapons is great.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else to say about Naked Gun. All I have to say is that it's
Yeah.
incredible.
to see
I mean,
it.
it's hard because it's like so dense with jokes. We can just go around and just be like, I liked when he said this. I liked when he said
The
this.
best part
But
is
like,
we would still laugh about them because
yeah,
they're
I
all
know.
so good.
I like to what you're saying, and I think the four of us are probably pretty biased, but I think the lesson is you let funny people like stew in stuff and make things like movies and stuff. Like for so long, it's like, well, it's not a comedy writer that we're bringing on. We'll just have someone do punch ups or whatever on
Totally.
this thing. But this is clearly from the outset was a bunch of people or a couple of people sitting in a room going like, what's making us laugh?
Well, and it takes having somebody at the top that's going to have faith and give you that agency. Seth MacFarlane was the producer on this movie. And I've heard him in interviews, they've asked him like, what was your involvement like? And he's like, I just told them I thought Liam Neeson would be a good choice based off that Life's Too Short sketch. And he's like, otherwise I was pretty like hands off.
Well, they had a script for years. Right? This thing has been around for like 20 years or something. And then at some point, Akiva was like, all right, once he got signed on, he was like, I'm going to take the script with the screenwriters from my Rescue Rangers movie.
I'd love to see
they
that.
remade it. And I'm like, okay, I'm glad it worked.
Yeah. Popstar Never Stop, Never Stopping is so good.
That movie's really good.
Yeah.
I feel like that's super underrated. It does feel like you can picture, even in the jokes, which is like one of my favorite things to picture, is the writers making each other laugh. Like they're not.
Yes.
It doesn't feel like they're trying to make us laugh. It's that like saying stupid shit in a room and making each other laugh, and this is what happens, and it is so fun.
Yeah, not worrying about what's corny or hokey.
Yeah.
Like I climb Cringe Mountain every single day of my life, and some things are gonna hit. A lot of things do not hit.
It's fine.
And I think a lot of that movie is also they're like, we're just gonna make the joke. It might be corny, but hopefully
That's what
it
comedy
hits for
is.
someone.
Yeah.
As a Naked Gun super fan, were you upset at all about the how they did not include the infamous title screen with the police car?
The car?
Well, but they did it for the closing credits.
Yeah,
So I don't know if you were purist in that way.
I wasn't like expecting it
You're like,
even.
fuck this shit.
No.
She left actually.
I was
Triangle steering wheel. Like
Yeah.
stupidest thing. It's just an image, and it's like
So
not.
good.
It's not like he ever goes, I can't steer with this. It's not a wheel or whatever. It's just he gets in the car and it's a triangle, and you're like, that's so stupid.
That's stupid.
It was a good LA movie, I thought, too.
And it was an LA movie, yeah.
There's at the boxing ring. Welcome to scary downtown Los Angeles.
Oh yeah. What was it? Ponzi Scheme Arena.
Yes. Oh my god, it's one of my favorite jokes. I was like, when we left to Rahul, I was like, I wonder if they're gonna like people outside of LA will get Ponzi Scheme Arena, but I get it doesn't matter. Like we just get it more.
No,
It's so
so
fucking
good.
funny. Oh god.
Great movie. Highly
What
if you
a
haven't
film.
seen it.
Favorite of the
Yeah,
year.
Please see it.
Same.
It's,
Number one of the year.
Number one.
It's basically
Highest to lowest,
perfect.
number 2. So James, get on that shit.
No one's making movies like this or as funny as this.
No.
Like,
No.
come on.
Give us more Hollywood, please. We know you're watching, right?
85 minutes. 85 minutes and funny. That's all I want.
Yeah.
Almost the exact length of this podcast right now.
Yeah.
Naked Gun.
Not to deter us, but can we, as dog lovers, talk about the Old Boy
The Good Boy.
movie? Sorry, the Good Boy movie.
I was like, old boy.
Yeah, Old Boy.
Good Boy upcoming film.
Yes,
horror
please.
film.
Can't wait to
The
see
dog
it.
does not die.
Thank God.
Spoiler fucking
No,
alert.
I feel like it's important.
It's not.
No, it is important. I need to know that because I keep talking to James. I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to survive that movie watching a dog being distressed for like 90
Yeah.
minutes.
Did
Like,
they actually come out and say that was? Sorry, to cut you off.
I was just gonna say, basic premise is it's a horror movie told from the point of view of a dog.
Which is like such a cool idea because you think about how stressed out Banjo gets the minute anything happens.
Mhm.
And he's like, this is my job and I must do something about it. Like there was something that was making a noise in the kitchen yesterday. And he was like, I was like, what is it? Let's go check out what it is. And he was like, walked over there and like jumped backwards before I could see it. And it was just like a piece of plastic on the ground. And I was like, let's fuck up this piece of plastic, dude.
Probably
And it's like,
ghost.
it's his whole job is to God. And if something happened, he'd be fucking terrified. It's so sad to think about.
Well, and the idea that like dogs can see ghosts and spirits and stuff. Animals can see that, but we can't. Like I remember there was one time. Remember when Benson like in the middle of the night he just stood up in bed and he was like laser focused on
Yeah.
something,
On
and
2
I was
feet?
like, oh my god, there's
It's
like
terrifying.
what is he seeing that we're not seeing
Yeah, like in the hallway.
in this room?
Oh, don't like that at all. Yeah, it might be a tough watch, but I do feel like it's the guy who directed it. It's his dog, which
Oh,
seems
interesting.
insane.
He
Like,
killed
does
his
seem
dog for
insane.
this
The
movie.
dog's alive, Ryan. Which I can't even imagine the training that would go into making.
No.
You're gonna be a star, kid.
The way is it a horror movie from a dog's perspective, or because it was pitched to me as like a Paranormal Activity-esque movie but you're like only hanging out with the dogs. I guess that's kind of the same thing, but
Oh, I don't know
just
if it's
is it
yeah,
found footage or is
I'm
it?
trying to remember in the trailer. Is it like just like through his eyes?
I didn't watch the
Or
trailer.
is it-
No, it's both, I think, maybe. No, it's not through his eyes. No, it's not. Because
Okay.
there are many shots of the dog, like, looking at things. and-
Okay,
yeah.
I started the trailer and then I was like, I can't even watch this trailer.
It's such a good idea. But, like, yeah, maybe it'll be a little too hard to watch. I don't know.
Well, it is a good idea. The only thing is that as far as I know, dogs can't talk. So how are
I think that's part of the distress, right? It's how would this dog communicate upwards?
Are there going to
to-
be? Oh, so there are going to be humans that are like
I
the
think
dog's
the
going to
idea-
see something, then a ghost, and then the human's going to come in and go.
I
Oh,
think
boy.
I haven't watched the trailer yet.
I think that
Trailer, but I assume-
there's things that are scary in, like, showing the stress of a dog who can't speak.
yeah.
Like, that's, like, part of it. I
Right,
think.
yeah,
humans
no.
are in
Yeah.
trouble.
Yeah.
I guess I
Right.
was
What
wondering
are
if
we
it's
gonna do?
going to be mainly a silent film for that reason,
Probably.
or what.
That's a good
you know?
question.
It's really interesting, and I guess that trailer is doing so well, like, because it is. It's like such a. It's
Got
a
a-
really creative idea.
Wider release, I think. Than
Yeah,
we originally
because the
had.
trailer did so well. Yeah.
I love dog movies; they're great. You
Shout
know?
out to executives who have no idea what kinds of movies they're making and how much appeal they'll have to their audiences.
Nightmare.
Shout
Such-
outs.
Such
Hey,
a nightmare.
to all the executives watching, shout outs, guys.
Big up. We
You
love
don't know what you got.
We love you.
You're getting paid more money than God to do that.
Second
weapons.
movie that we were going to talk about is Weapons.
More
James?
complex to discuss than Naked Gun.
More to say.
Mhm.
Other
More to
yes.
say.
We have
I-
4 minutes.
I still really liked it. Like, I enjoyed the whole experience. I am maybe seeing a pattern in Zach Kreger's style of storytelling,
Interesting, because I had the opposite.
which is great premise that maybe is not 2 hours long, but you found a way to tell it in 2 hours that isn't necessarily boring to me. And then, yeah, I thought it created tension really well. I liked the way the story was kind of conveyed and a lot of stuff. I have questions, and it did a couple things that I personally don't like. It's not I don't think it's like a knock on the filmmaking at all. It certainly isn't. But like in terms of my personal headcanon logic of how things should work in movies, it breaks a few of those rules. But overall, I thought it was like really fun and really creepy imagery, and like, I don't know. I might not watch it again anytime soon, but I'm still excited for what's next. I guess Resident Evil.
Mhm.
I'm excited for Zach
Kreger's
Kreger.
doing Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he
That's-
hasn't played Resident Evil, right?
He said he's never seen any of the
I
movies.
still haven't seen the movies.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Wow. I didn't know that. Huh.
So yeah, that's my broad,
What are
non-specific
the rules
take.
that it breaks that you take issue with? I just hated that fucking
Dreams?
AK-47.
What?
I hated the AK-47.
Well, that's part of it. Dreams is like a big thing. Like, there's moments in the movie that are jump scares for the audience.
I suspect the dreams are only there because they needed to be more scary.
And it feels like the dreams are only there so that way. I didn't understand why these characters were having these dreams, considering that at that point some of them were unaffected. Like, there's a world where you can say, well, there's a witch, and
She's
the witch
casting
is
these
making
spells
you
or
have
something,
dreams about her in it. Except I don't know why she would be doing that.
No.
To at least one of those dreams doesn't make any sense.
And
the Josh
again,
Brolin
it
dream.
establishes rules with like the way her magic works, and then that has nothing to do with the rules. I really feel like they would just put in because the movie wasn't scary.
It felt like there was a point they needed a beat.
Yeah.
In both of those things. And so, but that, I don't think that's necessarily something you can't do. But for me watching it, I was like, oh, I can't wait to find out
Yeah.
why they're dreaming about this. And the movie doesn't really ever drop it on you.
Sure.
And so,
What were the two dreams? Because there was the Josh Brolin one where he keeps going to the same house with the gun.
there's
and
the
there was-
teacher's
The
dream.
teacher has the dream with the student where the little boy where he's got the makeup on.
Okay.
Yeah, they both
yeah.
dream of her.
Yeah.
And she also appears a couple times where I'm like, was she actually there?
Oh,
like
yeah, like in
the-
the junkie.
the junkie like is running through the woods and
Yeah.
she pops up and waves at him, and it's like almost like a Pennywise type scare.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh,
I
was
wouldn't have
she
thought so.
actually
Is
there?
she using
Wait,
some
just
kind
full
of
spoilers.
Witch projection
I
magic?
wouldn't have thought she was actually there because she is actually sick. Like
Yeah.
she doesn't. She's
Come out that
doing
much.
it because she is actually ill and is
Yeah.
trying to get help. So I wouldn't have thought she's actually roaming around unless she like has to.
But by that point, would he have had an interaction that would have made him see her? Was he being? I don't remember the timeline, so I'm happy to be corrected.
I took
on this,
that she
but-
was actually there for that
I
moment.
also think that I thought she was there for that moment, but
I think it's like a question because she already has the kids at that point, so she's and the parents, so
better.
she's like
Hair's growing
siphoning
back.
off this, like
their youth or energy,
yeah.
I guess.
And so it's like, did she have the magic to project herself there? Was she well enough
yeah, maybe.
to be out? I don't know.
There's a lot of things that I was like, okay, you were trying to hit the beats of a movie, but this is not a conventional movie. So some of those beats felt, even the stuff and it goes contrast because the imagery of it is awesome. So even with Benedict Wong, when he becomes possessed and chases her down, great scary moment, especially because you see it without knowing what's happening. You're just like, oh shit. It's a great scary moment. But then when you see the lead up to it, I'm like, why did she do that? Why did she send this guy after her?
Because she was getting close to figuring it out.
Why didn't she just send out the mom with it was such a 3 steps to do one thing.
Yeah,
If
I think
it
she was trying to prevent murdering people as much as she could. Is the impression that I get. So she was like trying to find roundabout ways to. I love the car bit. That was actually the scariest moment in the movie for me. Was that fucking woman walking?
Her walking in the car with the scissors
And
was
just
so
sitting behind her.
good.
But that's how a lot of this movie felt to me, is like, oh, I don't want you to sacrifice that moment because that's great.
So good.
But wouldn't it have made more sense if instead of taking a bit of her hair, you went out with a tube and then you attached it to the exhaust and you put it in?
Well, she had
and
already,
you did something like that, right? Like, and you just killed her and
I
now
think
she's
she was
dead.
trying not to, but yeah, I guess.
But the
I
other
guess.
version of it is, I'm going to steal some of her hair. I'm going to go to her principal. I'm going to get the principal to kill his husband in a bloody mess, lose his mind, run across town, find her in a gas station, and then brutalize her to death.
But
and
was-
that'll raise way less flags. And I'm like, great moments. I agree that you picked the scariest
to
and
see it
best
again. I need
moments.
to see it
But
again.
when you stop and think about it, you're like, that was a weird choice. I don't know why you did that.
Didn't she do that because the teacher had already told the principal some stuff? So he was also kind of getting suspicious. So basically, it's like, I got to take all of them out, kind of like, I got to get him
Trying
out.
to do 2 at once.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
if something
In a
happened
way
to the
that makes
teacher,
sense.
the principal probably would have raised a red flag.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
saying,
think
yeah.
it was her trying to stay undercover, which is funny because of how insane they all look and how much
Yeah.
footage she's
Yeah.
in. But yeah,
I
yeah.
really loved the end because in that kind of forward or the little like open, there's that child narration and they say, those kids left in the middle of the night and they never came back. And so they came back, but they didn't come like, you know
back.
what I mean? Like the parents are catatonic. I loved the line of like, and one of the kids started speaking again. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is so creepy because
Didn't they say some of the kids, or was it one of the kids?
I don't know.
That's
Maybe
an
it was some of
important
the
part.
kids.
I think some even started
talking again. And like to me that's such a harrowing, terrifying end because it doesn't give you that neat little wrapped up tight
Yeah.
like package
yeah,
of a happy ending
yeah.
in
It's
any
like the spell
way.
is fading.
Yeah, and it doesn't give us like a final jump scare, but it gives you that really eerie sense of dread
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
lingering at the end. I thought that was
I-
a cool button.
I would say that was my only complaint walking out of the movie was I was like, I really like that movie, but the last 5 seconds is where I wouldn't say I didn't like it. It was just I was a little confused and had some questions because I'm like, okay, so the rules of this spell stuff is that some of the kids are going to come back and some of them aren't, but like why? And then the parents are never coming back,
I just thought it was like the longer that you were under that spell, or maybe how worse it was for you.
But weren't they all under it exactly at 217?
But I think it's the kind of to me, I interpret it as like my immune system might be stronger than your immune system.
Well, that makes
so
sense.
I
They
can
just
fight
didn't
off
say
the
that at
disease.
all.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's maybe something to infer.
Because I also like that idea of like yeah, they never came back, but I like the idea of all the parents getting their kids physically back, but they're all completely
Oh,
still
yeah.
fucked up by the witch. Like that's a good ambiguous ending, but it didn't really. I don't feel like they really did that
Yeah.
at the end. Or
Oh yeah, yeah.
maybe they did it just kind of not as articulately as or
I don't-
straightforward or whatever.
or explicit. I love
Explicit,
that Josh
yeah.
Brolin's son was like the shitty bully.
Yeah.
You know?
kid.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
like
I mean, you could definitely argue other rule stuff like really the cops couldn't look at a bunch of Ring cameras and figure out exactly where all these kids went.
The cops
Well,
are so
they're fine.
inept.
And the fact that these parents, the only surviving parents, are still at the house and it's all covered in newspaper
Yeah.
and no one's suspicious about that. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of things like that, like just police investigation.
I didn't care about any of that shit because I fucking
Ultimately,
love
I
this
didn't
movie.
really either, and because I'm on the same
I
way.
thought it was so fun.
Yeah, that's the thing is ultimately the movie is super fun. So like the experience, Spielberg does it too, where you're like stop and you go like, wait, what was happening in Jurassic Park at that point in time? But when you're watching it, it's not ripping you out of it, and
No.
you're asking these questions while you're watching it because the visuals are so good, the moments are so tense, they're really fun.
Yeah.
The performances are awesome. It's shot really cool and really well. Like, it's like, yeah, I guess every single movie is a perfect little diorama that you could control every element of. But this feels like it's rough, but it's rough at the sake of like, this is going to be
Entertaining
more
us.
fun.
Yeah.
We're going to do it. We could stop and explain the nuances of how your immune system affects. But now we're talking like midi-chlorians and like
Well, no,
stuff.
I'm
You're
just
like,
saying, like,
you
some
know.
people might be
Right.
more susceptible to
Yeah.
magic than others. And
But
it.
Not saying that I think is okay
It's
because
fine.
if you have fun,
Yeah.
then
I think
ultimately that's the goal.
Every movie has some level of that, and I'm sure we picked apart things before, but it basically just depends on how much you like the movie is how much you're willing to ignore
Yeah.
those
True.
things, right? They
Yeah,
all
yeah.
have it, but like because I liked this movie so much, I'm like, I don't really care. I just hated that AK-47. Otherwise, I was like, this movie's fucking rules. I love the way it was told. Noted that I haven't seen Magnolia, which I know it was inspired by.
Oh, I don't think I knew that.
That's what he said, at least.
That kind of makes sense. Different
but-
characters.
Yeah,
ensemble.
and I love the different perspectives and watching them all overlap and waiting for them to overlap and like being excited about that. And I thought the guy who was the drug addict, I could have watched a fucking whole movie
that
of
guy
that
was
shit.
great.
James?
Isn't he like the lead in his next movie now? Oh, he's the lead in the Resident Evil.
Is he?
I think.
Oh, no
That
way.
makes
Maybe, yeah,
sense.
because he was the only person from the original casting that stuck with the movie through all the
Yeah,
development.
wasn't Pedro Pascal
stuff.
originally Josh
Yeah,
Brolin?
he
I
was-
thought Josh Brolin did a great job.
I thought he did too. I thought maybe he was a little bit old for like that kid's dad.
Sure.
I'm like, but that's just a nitpicky thing.
The part where he's on the phone and he's like talking about needing to get the suit and you're just watching him pull
Yeah.
those doors open or try to was so natural that I wondered if they actually just left a random one unlocked. Like,
Oh yeah,
I
you'll
know they-
find it.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
like they were just like, we'll leave one unlocked, just go through because like he's so surprised. It was like this dude's either fucking brilliant or that was like not.
Good actor.
Yeah, it was so good. He was
I
so
like-
interesting to watch.
I like the way he structured it, but I would love to see like that movie told chronologically.
I'm sure they'll
Just-
do a chronological
yeah.
cut
Yeah.
because it's fun. Someone will do it.
I think all the things that I didn't, I was confused about, I definitely forgave because to me the big twist of this movie, and I'm so glad I didn't watch trailers, because I actually, to me this is a sister film in my mind, not really at all, but just in how it's structured of Sinners, right? Because I watched Sinners and I'm like, okay, I'm really into the setup here. They're setting up something awesome. How the hell is this going to pay off? And then to me, it kind of devolves into what a mediocre vampire movie for me. And I didn't really like that part of when it turned into the genre part, or I just didn't think it did it well. Whereas this, I had no idea. I didn't watch any trailer. So I'm like watching this. I'm like, wow, why are all these kids disappeared? I'm like really into the central premise. And I'm like, oh, this is just like an old school, like Hansel and Gretel witch story.
I thought it paid off real well.
And no, it paid off. It was great. I loved it, but it really caught me by surprise. I'm like, I did not see this going in this supernatural, witchy way.
Yeah, no.
And I was just from then on, I'm like, okay, well, this is great. I'm super into it. So any of the stuff that I didn't get, I was like, all right, well, witch stuff is happening.
Yeah.
So who gives a
Yeah.
fuck?
But I feel like it's such an interesting premise of like all these kids disappear at this time. That's so interesting. It's,
great
such a
premise.
good sell that I felt like they paid it off really well. And I love that the 217 is just that's the time she did it.
Well,
It's not relevant. That's the time she snapped it.
comparing it to Barbarian, however, I will say
haven't seen it.
oh, you haven't? Okay,
Oh,
well,
then we
it's
don't
hard
talk
to-
about it at all.
You should go see Barbarian. though.
I definitely like Barbarian more. I think that it's a juicier movie to think about in terms of just what it's going for and saying. Whereas this is more of a genre film that I loved, told
Does
really
Barbarian
well and
also
weird.
have the comedy?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
fun.
there's,
Yeah.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, I think it's that roughness, right? I think Sinners is a good comparison into what you said. If you like it, you're willing to look past some
Right.
of the issues that it has. And I also like Sinners, so I also like this. I think that roughness is just a thing that you can look. I also love how it handled violence, because I think a lot of movies try and be like, we are like gritty, we don't shy away from violence, and then it's these big CG squibs that go off or whatever, like someone gets shot and then it's a CG jaw hanging piece, and I'm like, that's not This is not
Not worth
shocking
it,
to
yeah.
me or whatever. But this head smashing is really
God,
violent,
dude, yeah.
and it feels brutal and it feels real. And then the biggest one is all the face stabbing. There's a lot of face stabbing that happens.
Yeah, with the
Yeah.
forks.
It's like the forks
Yeah.
is shocking, and then also the fucking syringe. It's like completely glossed over in the movie, but the guy gets stabbed like 3 times in the
Both times.
face
It's
with the
horrific.
used syringe, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
Ugh.
that's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Because it's real. Like the
It's a-
idea
Yeah.
of this could happen to you is terrifying.
cop.
And it's just kind of like, and
Yeah.
it just leaves little pokes, and he's like, oh God, it's not a whole thing, but I'm like, that's nightmarish.
Yeah,
but it's
conceptually
real.
horrifying rather than visually.
so great, like handled with subtlety, and it's like, so a Resident Evil thing. I'm excited because it'll probably be less biting in and then pulling out the tendon and sinew, and maybe it'll be more like just like there's gaps here. Now I was bit, I don't know. So I'm
well,
excited.
if it's Bayou redneck torture
That's
family
true. I guess I
focused,
don't know
I'm
what
all in.
biohazard they're gonna go
It's-
for.
I don't
Shout out
think
to
it's gonna
Whitmer
be
Thomas.
that,
Do you like that guy, Whitmer Thomas?
Who is that?
Which one is
Funny comedian. It's the dad, but he did a good stabbing.
Oh,
With
oh.
the forks.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
funny
Oh,
LA
right,
comedian
yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was surprisingly funny. I've seen people say that they hated this movie. I guess like the reception to it is like way more split than I thought because I loved it. I was like,
Yeah.
it's such a
That's
fucking
weird.
good time. I really enjoyed this film.
Yeah.
It was so much funnier than I expected it to be, and like found it really delightful. The jump scare, the first one, really got me because I was like,
What was
this
it?
is elevated horror. That's one of the dreams.
Oh,
There's no way this movie's gonna have jump scares. There's not a chance. So I was just staring right at it, being like, it's never gonna happen. Wow, this is tense.
Is
And
that
it-
the under the covers?
I don't remember
one?
which one. I think she like,
Oh.
I thought she
No,
like popped
I'm
up on a
confusing.
ceiling or some
I'm
shit.
thinking of Together. Together, the first jump
Oh,
scare. in
yeah, that
Together
was
is-
bad,
is-
too.
Is awesome.
Yeah,
yeah.
that was rough.
It's interesting, like what gets you on a personal level because we just saw The Long Walk.
I'm seeing it
and
tonight.
I can't
There's
wait.
some gore and horrific things in that movie, but the things that got me were some things that I'm like, if this happened to me in real life, this would be my nightmare.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like, or I don't know.
if you get
Can't
your
wait.
face blown off, you're probably not going to have to deal with those repercussions.
Not a real fear.
Like, it's not truly
No.
a fear for me.
Also, who does that happen to?
but twisting your ankle, that's a nightmare.
It happens to Josh Brolin, who's seeing an AK-47 over his house.
Yeah, I didn't understand I don't. Again, that's all part of the dream sequence. So I was like, why is someone making him see this? And if so,
I've
why?
seen theories. I don't know.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Well, speaking of that, I guess this would be one of my few complaints. And it's not really a complaint because in the context of the film, I wasn't that bothered by the big AK-47, but I was curious. I'm like, oh, well, what's the deal? And so I went and watched interviews, and to me, it's just a pet peeve of mine when someone's like, it's like a magician. It's like if you're a filmmaker and you write something that's so symbolic,
Abstract. Yeah.
don't ever come out and actually tell me you don't fucking know what it is, and you're like, oh wow, I wrote it so that anyone can have an interpretation. I'm just like, no,
was
fuck
that
that. You better have something.
explanation?
His explanation is,
He had
I like
that
that I
dream,
have
right?
no idea.
Oh,
Didn't he have that
no way.
dream or something? He
I didn't
said,
read that
I had
part.
a dream where I saw a gun over someone's.
Oh, yeah. I don't
or
like
I don't remember.
that either
Huh.
because he's also there's so much symbolism in that movie, or not symbolism, but like they're parasites. It like shoves it in your face. Like we're seeing parasites on TV. We're talking about parasites in the classroom, and it's like the witch is the parasite. But it's like they
Older generation sucking the
yeah, they like with a sledgehammer smash that over your head. So that's why something being so like vague and just left open to interpretation bothers me.
Yeah,
like
the
that.
theory that I saw was that Josh Brolin's character is supposed to be afraid that his kid is a school shooter and that he was like worried that he'd caused all of this or something because it was his dream. But
Interesting.
if he
Oh.
doesn't, I have no
Yeah.
idea.
I
At
think I
least have
s-
the decency to lie to me and say, I have my own interpretation
Yeah.
and I know why it matters,
Oh, yeah.
but
Don't
hey,
just say, "Who knows?"
just to be like, well, I wrote it.
Yeah.
I have no idea, but
Yeah.
I love that you guys have some ideas. Fuck you.
I did think it was. This is not. This is like one of those Jurassic Park Spielberg nitpicks where when you watch it, you're like, wait a minute. But at the time, you don't mind because it's cool. It's so funny that he finds the house by basically like putting that. He goes, my kid, according to the Ring camera, just ran off that way. So he like goes, he does this, but then when you actually see the sequence happen and all the kids coming to the house, they're weaving in from all kinds of streets.
They're bobbing,
They're
they're
making
weaving.
hard 90-degree turns and stuff.
Well,
like,
they're
all over
flying
the
through
place.
walls and stuff,
And when they're chasing.
God, that sequence is
at
so
the end.
fun.
well,
But
that
when they're coming in, like they didn't blast through someone's front door
Oh,
when they were
right.
like
Yeah,
they
sure.
come out the
Yeah.
front door. They don't all run he makes
Good
it seem
point.
like they all run straight, but when you
You're
see
right.
it and she like rings the bell and they opens the front door, they're like weaving in across other places. They didn't
Maybe-
run in a straight line at all.
Maybe the spell wasn't as good for some of them. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think it's just like general area, but I was like, in at the time, I was like, wait a minute, I wanted to see like a wing shaped kid like holding a wall, and then go, wait, did a child run through here at 219?
Look, James, I know if that happened to me, I wouldn't be one of the first ones talking again. I know that.
Okay,
Probably
all
same.
right.
Yeah, no, I don't know if I have a speak.
How's your Naturo run?
I'm not surviving that.
Naruto.
Naruto. Thank you. I never say that word out loud.
Oh.
Wasn't it pulled from like a different visual? It was like
Yeah, it was
from
from
the
the I
Bible or
think
something?
no,
No,
I
what
think
was
it
it?
was from the Hiroshima.
oh right, it
I
was
think
yes.
it was
Oh,
kids
God.
kids walking
The
away.
yes.
nitroglycerin
Yeah.
girl or whatever.
Yeah,
which adds a whole other level of horror
Jesus.
to
That's
it.
brutal.
So
What
Yeah.
the Bible? God, where am I?
well, there's a lot of death in that.
This is
too.
why
Also, a lot of
this is
symbolism
why I
in
talk
that.
last.
Yeah, but yeah, ultimately, like I was like, I had a blast watching it. I really enjoyed it. And,
The people that I saw, because I asked someone who hated it, I was like, how? Because it's usually I can be like, yeah, I could see how that's not for you. This one I just thought was so fun that I can't comprehend it. But they had issues with the tone of it being a horror movie and then being funny, and then those kind of things being surprising or disjointed.
I
And
don't.
was
I
like,
only
that's
want to
fair enough.
laugh or be scared. I don't want to do it at the same time.
Or the way that the two are a little separated. It's not funny for a minute. Like it takes a while before it is funny, but I was totally cool with it. I was like,
Yeah.
great, it's also funny. What a good time for me. I'm really liking this film. It
yeah.
Yeah.
was very fun.
I will say, like, if I have to nitpick it, I had a great time. I really liked the movie, but like
Here come the comments.
the Rashomon style of it all, I thought was cool and really well done. But to your point, I'm like, I wonder, or your point, I'm like, how much of that made the movie like way better?
Stretching the premise.
I think it did
yeah.
make it way better.
I
Yeah.
agree, yeah, because I think I would be curious to see the chronological movie.
Well,
and
that's
be like,
the movie, right? I think that he the concept phase one was that's the way I'm making this movie.
Yeah.
And so the story was built around that. That's the impression I get at
Okay.
least. Because
But-
he was like, I just wanted to make a new Magnolia.
If you laid out the story on the floor and moved the bits around chronologically, you lose a lot of fear and I think scary bits,
anticipation.
right? Anticipation
Sure.
and questions and there's a difference between having just like question box, I don't know, who knows what the smoke monster is kind of thing, and this where they're seeding things in ways that you're like, what is going on right now? And it goes, we'll tell you.
Yeah, that's
Like,
the
that's
appeal
fun.
of this movie. The
Yeah.
appeal of this movie is not necessarily
the story is the way
witch
it's told.
story,
Yeah.
which I still think is cool, but it is the intersection of all of these different characters. Like that's what this movie
Well,
is.
do
and I
you
think he
think?
did a great job of that?
Do you think that? I mean, because then would most movies, any movie could be a Rashomon style
Yeah.
film? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you
Depending on how
think
you
most movies would
structure it.
benefit from
No.
that, or just this story?
I think that,
specifically?
like Alana's saying, like if you build it from the ground up, then
Yeah.
you can seed those things to make the end of chapter 4 really compelling. So when you see chapter 3, you know why it's so compelling.
I thought that like the cheating reveal, like little things like that like they didn't have to do, but then you like, he tells the cop tells the teacher, he's like, I want a break or whatever, and then you find out that he was lying the whole time. Like
Yeah.
stuff like that, I think is like a really just like nice little bits of drama that they piece together that like aren't necessary. But I'm like, I appreciate that you did that. That was
Yeah.
really fun for me. Thank you.
The discomfort of him going back to the precinct with her dad as his,
Yeah.
just, ugh.
Insane.
It also, I think, because when you first see the scene, if you just saw that and then what happens to him, you'd be like, oh, that sucks. But then there's a whole sequence where you go, this guy is not,
Yeah.
he's not necessarily deserving of this fate, but like he's not this nice guy who's coming to help
Which
out a
he
friend
seems like he is initially,
kind of
right?
thing.
Yeah.
You see it from the Rashomon perspectives and stuff.
Yeah, that's why I would say this movie is that perspective. That's
Yeah.
the point of the film, and that's why I'm like, I think it did a really fucking good job of that particular thing. Like, of giving.
So if
us
you were
the-
going to, coin or what is this movie about? Like why use that device? Is it just about how different people deal with grief and stuff, or is it just to dramatically tell this story, this witch story with a bunch of kids? in a
I
cool
feel
way?
like it's like how a small town deals with an insane community crisis is sort of what
Okay,
the movie is
yeah.
about. I don't think it's even trying to be like a grief allegory or anything like that. I think it's just it's like an adventure with obviously the witch plot in the background is what's driving everything, but I don't think that's what the movie's about. You know what I mean? It's about these different people and how they intersect while this crazy shit's happening.
Yeah.
And I thought it did really
And then
well
at the
there.
end, a witch gets torn apart by children.
Which
Loved
I'm
it.
so glad that they let the kids have that.
Yeah.
Like that the kids were the ones doing
needed
it.
that as an
Yeah, rather
audience.
than it being an adult, like
Yeah.
letting them actually be able to fucking tear her apart is like, yes, thank you so much.
We were leaving the theater and I turned to James and I'm like, was that the mom from Field of Dreams?
Dreams. Oh, yeah.
He's like,
And I was like, you would know.
but Amy Madigan,
And
wow.
Gone Baby Gone.
Yeah.
I want to know more about that family though. She's like, my aunt is coming to stay with us. She's old and a little weird.
She
And I'm
is
like-
her actual aunt, I think.
I think so.
Right?
Right?
What?
I mean, unless she was under a spell.
Amy Madigan is the actual Antis.
No.
it's just
I
like-
mean, the character is actually
Oh.
related to them.
Right, yeah.
I guess. I mean, as far
I
as the
think so.
information that I noticed in the movie, it seemed like it. But I was like, I'd be pissed. Like,
Yeah.
I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
I'd be pissed if I'm like, my aunt is sick. She's a little eccentric and lives on her own, but we should open our home to her. That's nice. And then like, boom, within 5 hours, she's possessed
Fork
me.
in the face.
And she's like taking over my home so
I
she
think
can
that's
suck the-
unreasonable.
I'm like, what the hell? I want to know what her relationship with her mother was like, that her mother's sister or whatever is.
Yeah, I've seen so
father's
many
sister.
people say that they would like a prequel, which I think is like a really interesting response to this movie because it's like I don't disagree. I'd like to find out more about that character, but not in a way that it felt like this movie was missing that.
No,
you know?
you don't need to explain it.
No,
but I just
it
be
didn't
like,
need to
I'd
be
be
explained.
pissed.
It's interesting though.
I'd be pissed. I also like maybe I don't know enough about witches and stuff, but like,
Don't.
Yeah, you gotta get
Ryan,
caught up.
you
are,
don't.
Are you not born a witch? Like, or did she become a witch?
You
'Cause then-
practice witchcraft.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
you become a
they're-
witch.
You
in
can't
a way.
become a
craft.
witch.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think generally you become a witch.
so well then that would make more sense than why her sister, the kid's
Yeah.
mom, is
No,
doesn't
yeah,
have
it's
witch
not
stuff.
Harry Potter. I think that it's like she came. The tree is really what's doing all of it, right? Her little plant
Uh-huh.
is really the thing that is allowing her to do any of the magic. So it's like, it's actually that she was gifted or found that tree.
Got it.
I
It's a
think.
magic tree,
Yeah,
of course.
that's what's
Okay.
allowing her to do the spells.
I don't want a prequel. I want him to make
I don't want a
Resident
prequel.
Evil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
When
It's
I
a
first
fun little one-off scary
Yeah.
thing, and
It's
I
so
think
unique.
I hope that when we see his whole repertoire, we'll start. I think the more we see of his work, we'll probably be like start to be able to pick things out. They not a cinematic universe type thing, but like, oh, that's like I get it.
A
Like
style of voice.
that's
yeah.
a take on this, and that's a take on that, and then we'll go like, oh, that was the witch movie. Like
Yeah.
we'll think of it that way, and I think that's fun.
when I first saw her, the character, I was like, oh my god, this is a crossover film with long legs.
totally.
Oh,
yeah.
everyone's been putting like them next to each other.
I really
shipping
that was
them.
where my head
It's
went.
great.
Like when I was
Yeah.
in the theater.
They
I'm
get
like,
along great. Yeah, totally. That's also a part of the movie is like, she didn't need to dress like that.
No.
She chose to do that. She didn't need that wig or that makeup. That was a choice that she made.
She made herself stand out way more.
Yeah, than she needed to. She's sick. It's it is what it is. Like
Yeah.
I did like that even though you don't really understand how the parasite mechanic works, that her hair slowly growing back
Mhm.
does tell you that it's working, that whatever is wrong with her doesn't need to tell you that either. Like she is doing it for a reason and it is working, which I thought was super interesting. Man, that fucking kid having to feed all those people soup.
I felt so sad for
Oh, the
him.
poor kid.
Mhm.
Poor guy.
Carrying all the cans home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so sad.
And then his reward is that his parents never came back.
Yeah. So sad.
But he saved the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I loved all the bits with the salt lines
Mm-hmm.
in the final moment because you don't know what's going to happen with them, but you can kind of suspect.
Yeah.
I
I
thought
said
that
to
was
James,
really fun.
big year for salt.
Big year for
In
salt.
horror movies,
Salt
right.
like bring
Huge
her
salt,
back.
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
big last year. There was a Burn movie about it.
Oh,
Burn movie.
Salt Burn.
Oh,
burn.
okay.
Yeah. big movie, big year for salt.
Huge year for salt.
Yeah.
Stock price is going crazy.
Did y'all's theater have a big visceral reaction when the quiet shot of the kids in the basement? You know, when you finally
Gasp.
see them.
Was there a
Didn't
gasp?
work for me.
It didn't work for you?
No.
Really? My whole was like, oh my
Oh,
god.
well, no, the leading in there, but the jump scare didn't work there for me at all, and I don't really know
It wasn't.
why.
It was a
like,
quiet jump scare.
Yeah,
There
I feel
wasn't
like
like
maybe
a.
it was like a frame too late or something. There was something that I was
What
like,
happens in the basement?
He's going. It's when
Josh Brolin is
Josh
looking for her?
Brolin goes is looking for his kid.
And she's
and then finally like goes down and you see the kids are in the basement for the
Yeah.
first time
And
at
it's,
the
like,
house
very
Yeah.
of the
dark
one
and-
survivor. You know, and the police haven't found him somehow.
Mom with scissors going to car was like,
That was
The
Dude,
moment.
the moment where, because you don't know what she's gonna do yet, right? That's the introduction of the haircutting mechanic, I think, where she fucking opens that door and sits behind her silently, and it's like just a little bit too long. Oh, that was so freaky.
But yes, you're gonna fall asleep in your car while you're on a stakeout like that and not lock your doors.
Also, you're so visible, man. You know, just
Oh yeah, she was
move
the
a little
worst.
further away.
Something. I was like, your doors are unlocked. Are
Have
you
ever been
kidding me?
on a stakeout, James? They're boring and tedious and long. You have to spend hours
Sometimes
and hours.
you
Yeah,
waiting.
that's fine. I
Outside-
don't
outside
fall
someone's
asleep.
house.
Fall
You're
asleep is
waiting.
fine. I would never fall asleep in my car with the doors unlocked.
should we do a stakeout on James? Like, follow him
That's a good idea.
somewhere.
We should.
I'm
I
gonna
do it
come
every
out
time
like-
you guys go to the movies, and I surprise you guys.
That's true, you do.
The physicality
I take
of her
video.
walking. Oh, so good. Love that. So good. Love the just the way that they are animated when they are under the spell too. Like you didn't need to do all that.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird. It's like
Pork,
they look.
pork.
The little
I really enjoyed
gaps.
it.
The little gaps are perfectly covered with creepy bridges.
And did
Yeah.
you get the symbolism that they were going on a witch hunt for that teacher, and Josh Brolin painted witch
Witch.
on the car, and really there it was a
Turns
witch
out
It was a witch. The
there
whole
was
time.
a
the
witch.
whole time.
It's like some of the movies that we've loved this year so far, talking about them, really unique. Like people
know.
doing
It was a good
different
movie.
shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Taking risks. It's really nice. Like the Naked Gun, even if it's very similar to the old ones, right now,
It's a risk.
extremely unique.
Yeah.
Look
Absolutely.
at him go.
Awesome
And it didn't
movie.
do gangbusters at the
Which
box
one?
office. Naked Gun.
I thought, well, it made $100 million on a $40 million budget. That's pretty good.
Well, you never know.
They haven't announced like we're making a sequel or anything, which I
Yeah.
feel like if it was a success out the gate, that would be the big response, right?
Yeah.
Am I overthinking it
I think that it's going to make enough money to
greenlight it?
green light something. It's
Maybe-
not that Weapons was a smash though. I mean, that movie
Yeah,
is
Weapons
almost
was
made
good.
like $300 million.
Maybe
on
it'll
a-
depend on how the new Scary Movie does.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
know they were making one. That's so nuts. Man.
One last, I was reading about how they made weapons, and it was really awesome to me because because so many movies feel like they're shot flat or boring. We mentioned an hour and a half ago about the Thursday Murder Club and
recording
how
2
it
hours.
just like looks so blah,
Yeah.
right? It looks so whatever.
Okay, well.
But Weapons has such a great thing that I was reading about that he goes, once they get their locations, way before shooting, he goes with his DP and they just like go like, what about this? What about this? Just a bunch of lenses and stuff, like just the two of them. You go, what about this? What about this? We could do this. And they just get a bunch of stuff and they throw out 90% of it and they only keep the good stuff. And then they, on the day of shooting, when it's time to actually film, they have a big production board with photos of all the shots already there. And they go, all right, everybody, we're going to do this shot. So like the whole crew and all the actors know what the shot is going to be. So everyone knows how to perform it. And then they do it and then they mark it off. And they're like, it's so satisfying
That's
because
a
they're
really
just
good way
looking
to
at
do
their
that,
day
yeah.
and they're like, these are the 7 things we're doing today. And then they just mark them off one by one.
Yeah.
And then, so I guess it kept them super efficient and super lean. And
Yeah.
it meant that
It'd be
they
helpful
could
for the
get,
actors to see it ahead of time too, because then they get to see what the shot looks
they
like.
have
rather
some
than just what they
idea
see.
of what the
Like,
movie's
good
going to
idea.
look like.
An
So.
actor's not usually seeing a storyboard.
But yeah,
Yeah,
some of the things that they
cool.
could get that they wouldn't if they got there on the day and they were like, Dolly, like they would. No one just thinks that, but they could get more elaborate controlled shots because they basically had already done it.
Yeah, done the shot
So,
listing.
I don't know.
We've been recording for 2 hours.
Wow.
Wow. Look at us go. Thank you for listening, everybody, to this episode of Movie House. Not sure what's coming out next. By the
What
time
is
we
next?
record next, I promise you I will have seen K-pop Demon Hunters.
I need tell the people and me why you're so against seeing Spike Lee's new joint.
I'm not against
highest
it.
to
I'm just-
lowest. It's my
Not
second
against
I'm
favorite
just
it.
not
movie of the year after Naked
prioritizing it
Gun.
because my favorite Kurosawa film is High and Low.
This
This is a modern remake of that, which just naturally gives me the ick. I trust Spike Lee. I love Denzel Washington. But it's just the idea of being like someone taking a movie that I already have seen and love and going like, hey, we redid it. I go, why? You can show people that one, and it's
I'm
still just
fully
as
with you on
relevant.
He's great at old
But
remakes. You saw Old Boy?
I will. I'm just saying why I haven't prioritized it. I think it's also on Apple TV or whatever,
Yeah,
right?
but it's
So
good-
I
it's
don't
good
have
at the
that.
movie
So I'm,
theater.
and I'm not going to pay for it to watch that.
You gotta
So-
go to it's not even at AMC's. I had to go to the fucking
See,
draft house
so
when
that's
I'm
exactly
a Stubbs
why.
member. And I
You have to cross enemy lines.
I know.
That's why.
We're so
But
divided. It's so
I will
funny.
watch it at some point because I'm curious, and I've heard it's good,
I
and
really
I trust
liked
you. But it's not a priority.
It's
That's
a
why.
weird ass movie. Spike Lee is a crazy person.
Oh, it's
but
a weird ass movie. That doesn't help it either because the other one is not a weird ass movie.
It's,
the original isn't weird at all. It's
I would
just
say
awesome.
forget
I feel like
High and
that's
Low
kind of a
that
selling
you
point.
know. Forget the Kurosawa movie.
Oh, so it's
And-
a remake that isn't even.
It's
Well-
good. It's
No,
Spike
that's how you
Lee's
do remakes.
cra-
It's different.
Spike
I'm
Lee
on board. You
knows
should
how
watch
to use all
haven't
of the
seen this
tools
movie.
of a movie. And,
Also,
and do
Spike
cool
Lee
stuff.
has done remakes before, and they're
bad.
terrible.
Yeah, no, but this is a good one.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna show
He
you.
figured
this
it
one.
out. He
It's a
figured it
weird
out.
one, but it's a good one.
Okay.
James, what are you up to? Where can people find you? What have you been working on?
I mean, you can search for me basically anywhere, James Willems. But we do Elyse and I do a podcast, which she'll tell you about.
No,
But we're
you do
doing
it. Tell them about it. I don't wanna talk
I
about
have I'm doing a live show in New York with Elyse on October 8th at the Bell House in Brooklyn. So we're gonna do a fun version of our game show trivia show and the podcast that Elyse is gonna tell you about. And so
It's
yeah,
called
you
answer
can
for it.
you can go to the Bell House website.
I'll
and
leave
get
a link in
tickets.
the description.
Yeah. And so yeah, come if you're gonna be there around New York Comic Con, come and check us out. We got a couple tickets left.
That's
We got
awesome.
a little bit left, but yeah, check us out. Elyse.
The companion podcast is of the same name. It's called Answer for It. It's a comedy trivia podcast. And that's it. Ryan?
I've was just emceeing Ultimate Fighting Bots,
This
a
looks so good.
Were you
live
emceeing
robot.
it?
I was the
I
host.
saw the clips.
Yeah, and
That's
I was in an
incredible.
octagon with fighting robots, and you can go watch the Twitch stream.
That's so
Ultimate Fighting.
good.
I had friends who were in the crowd. Friends went to that.
Oh,
I
you,
have two
in
friends
San Francisco?
Who went. Yeah.
No
who
way.
Went to it.
I was there.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, I was the. I played Rico Throttle, the billionaire stepson to the. It's a whole. I had a whole backstory
Wow.
and
You
stuff.
said MC, so I was like, you're hosting it. No, this is a whole character that you.
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh God. Wow, that's a lot.
So anyway, I'm just starting my career as the promoter of a robot fight club
That fucking
underground. Right now it's illegal,
I love
but
it. It's illegal.
Makes it more exciting. The unrated
But when
version.
the uprising happens.
Yeah, I'd say how much do you need to see of the emotional intelligence of a robot for me, like for you to doubt what you've been involved in? Like,
What's your Turing test?
yeah,
I mean, they love me. I give them if when they
The
leave
robots?
and they win, I'm like, hey, good job, buddy. Just to like you say,
Okay.
like you tell your Siri thank you and stuff.
Yeah.
I have good manners with all the robots.
How
so.
close is this to the plot of the movie AI where they would make the sad robots fight each other and get destroyed? That broke
It's more
my
like a
heart.
real steel situation.
That's what
Okay,
I was gonna
all
say. I
right.
was like, how
Yeah.
close is it to real estate?
All right.
We had they had coaches, human coaches, and that that they were
left
Okay.
hook, right upper,
right into the mainframe,
Xbox 720.
ram it into the ram.
Oh, incredible. Well, where can people watch that? Can I leave a link to that?
It's on Twitch somewhere,
Somewhere on
whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
You can go to
what's
my
it called?
Ultimate Fighting Bots, the UFB.
Love that.
It'll be in LA next, and you all I can get maybe
When
hook y'all
is
up. We're playing in the
Okay,
next.
okay, yeah, I wanna
UFB
go.
3 is coming up soon. Maybe I don't know.
I
Human
would love
wrestlers
to
could be
go.
involved. I don't
You want
know.
me to wrestle one of them?
I don't know. The future's coming fast, James.
Maybe.
What do we do if it's the same day as the Red Bull soapbox derby?
We,
Kill yourselves.
We really want to go to that too.
we have the robots
You gotta
take
end
over
it all.
that. And,
Yeah.
Damn it. We'll have to fight.
What if they're the same day but like an hour apart? It's
we
the
can
best
make
day
it?
ever.
We can make it.
I'm also going to try and get on this new Resident Evil movie.
Yeah, you should.
I don't know if you know who's truly responsible for weapons and how good it is.
Yeah.
It's me
Oh, okay.
because
You've had some issues at the ending though.
well, I wasn't in
He,
charge.
he lost some fights.
Oh, I
yeah, lost
see,
some
I
outs.
see,
Lost some
I see.
outs.
But me and Zach Krieger played the Green Hornet in a the Green Hornet from the Death and Return of Superman. We worked together briefly on a sketch 15 years ago, and I'm just pretty sure that's what single-handedly led
That
to
must have been it.
the
makes
avalanche,
sense.
the
Wait,
snowball.
the Death and Return of Superman is that the YouTube video with
Yes, it is.
with Max Landis?
Yes.
You
the
worked
credit-
on that?
I was the director of photography.
Dude,
You can-
I loved that.
Thank you very much.
When I
Zach
saw
Krieger
it.
played the Green Hornet. We work together. So
Wow.
You influenced him.
You're
Yeah.
the AK-47.
I'm the AK-47. So anyway, I just
Okay.
could
All
not let this podcast in without
No,
me name
yeah.
dropping
Thanks
him,
for
you know,
sharing.
No, that's
and how we
fair.
work together.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Actually, I'm
That's
surprised
totally
you waited
So-
2 hours to say that.
Yeah.
It's been-
Anytime. It's 2 hours, 15 minutes now without it even leaving.
You think
Thank
he'll
you for
DP Resident
watching.
Evil?
You know,
Hit 'em up.
that was me retiring
Hit 'em
I
up.
retired after that sketch, but yeah.
It's time to make a comeback. You love Resident Evil.
I actually haven't watched a single movie or played a single game.
You don't need to watch the films. So
Oh,
that's
okay.
that's sorry. You don't have to do all that, but they're really good games. You should
Okay.
check them out. Yeah. What do we? Didn't we have a chant or something you did last time?
We had a chant.
Thanks for watching Movie House, everybody. We love movies.
We love movies.
We love movies.
We
In this house,
In this
we,
house, we
love
love
movies.
That's it. You figured it out.
We're in the. You never told people where they can find you. On this channel and the other ones involved in here in the similar channels box. The other
Keep
channel.
watching this.
Keep watching this stuff.